Sup Angels. Today we're going to be going over my 20 personal most expensive cassettes in my collection for death metal and grindcore. Someone recommended this in the comments of my latest video, and let's get started. So first we have Broken Hope, Swamped in Gore. This is the metal blade press, but for some reason the spine text is blue instead of green. I don't know if that's like a weird press, but there's no information about this on Discogs or anywhere. I don't know if Jeremy Wagner would know. Probably not. But yeah. So, Broken Hope, classic, brutal death metal band. Next we got Skinless with Swollen Heaps. Now this has been repressed on CD, but you can't beat the original tape. Has the band. These go for a pretty penny, I think. These average out around like $2.50 on Discogs. This is my favorite Skinless personally. I don't really like much Skinless after that. It's all pee-pee poo-poo. This one's cool. This is a sealed, factory sealed Regurgitation demo. Do I think that this is better than Tales? Probably not. Do I like it better? A little bit. It has like very cool vocal effects. Very cool artwork. Classic 6 stuff. Deeds of Flesh, Gradually Melted. Factory sealed now. This has been bootlegged. A certain label has bootlegged this. People were buying this for like $10, $15, $20. You can tell if it's bootlegged because this is the bootleg. The words are a lot cleaner, and it has like this like weird plasticky skin wrap. The other one was like a thin film. Yeah. Originals go for around $150. I don't know why. Also, the original cassettes have screws in the top corners. The bootleg just is plastic. So if you got a bootleg, you're screwed. If you spend any money on a bootleg, $15, $20, whatever. You really don't have a Deeds of Flesh cassette. Next we have an original Repulsion Slaughter of the Innocent. Pictures match Discogs perfectly. This came from a Relapse Records vendor in 2000, so by that time this was only 9 years old. It was directly bought from Relapse Records merch booth at a festival. Classic Repulsion. Next we have an original Afterbirth Psychopathic Embryotomy. This is the exact same cassette that is on the vinyl. I actually gave Cody from Afterbirth the master from this cassette to use the noise because the CD version from Pathos is a little muddy. This has much higher bass. It is signed by 3 of the members. Classic stuff. One of my favorite bands ever. That's where the name of my band, Impure Conception, comes from. Second track after Aborted Christ, Impure Conception. Speaking about New York death metal, the Holy Grail, Reputation. This is the original Purging of Impurity cassette tape. Nice red. Good stuff. Now we have an original Pavement Records Internal Bleeding Voracious Content cassette. Very cool. This has been reissued, but this is an original, like I said. One of the only cassettes for brutal death metal that is sideways with other stuff like Cyanosis, which we may or may not get to. Speaking about sideways cassettes, we have Viral Load with Mouth-Watering Stench. These go for a pretty penny. Probably average around 100. Afterbirth goes for a pretty penny too. The Afterbirth goes for like $2.50. Mine sealed, probably like $3.50, maybe $4. I would never sell it though, obviously, because it means a lot and it's really personalized to me. But Viral Load, this demo, I like it. I don't really like a lot of the stuff after the 97 album. Disfigured with Paroxysm. Very cool artwork, very cool spine text. A little ferric tape, so quality's something. For those who don't know, the black the darker the cassette reel, the better quality. So chrome type 2 and metal cassette tapes are like pure black. So like this is like a dark brown on the mouth watering. This is like a light darker, like a little lighter dark brown. Next we have Ignorance is Bliss, original cassette. Now a lot of these don't have the stickers because Danny ran out. So if you have a sticker, you're lucky. This was also signed by 3 members of the band. So very cool stuff. Some of them do have some cropping issues. They were cropped really poorly. Mine has the full spine text. So the more spine text in the sticker are the rare ones. Cyanosis with World of Suffocation. These go around like 80. Beautiful pro print. Cyanosis is a really underrated band. I actually put this on my YouTube because it wasn't even on there. Ken's Death Metal Crypt taught me how. Rest in peace to the channel. But you get some very cool hidden blue artwork. Very sick stuff. I do like the demos better than the full length for Cyanosis. Not to say that it's bad. I just really like the demo era. I like Rebirth a lot. Speak about some more old school death metal. We got Morpheus Descends with Ritual of Infinity on JL America. Classic. People say this like Broken Hope, kind of like the generic death metal of that era. I personally really find that Morpheus Descends is a stick-out band. Has great tracks like Corpse Under Glass and Immortal Coil. I really like Morpheus Descends. Drummer plays in Mortician now. Gotta respect the Tish. PA Classic, one of my favorites. Ossuary Fat. Nice red text. It's very shiny too. Both sides. A lot of these cassettes were really well made back then, even for what they had. For those who have never listened, I really recommend this. Beautiful artwork, beautiful spine text. I mean, I wish that more bands would use sort of like that like font nowadays. Another cool one, Immortal Suffering, Eternal Damnation. I personally like this better than the 97 split with Insanity. Not to say that the split's bad or anything, I just really like the more down-tuned, slow, sort of like doomy type of riffage and brutality on this. But very good demo. Next we have an original Dehumanized Terminal Punishment. Not no reissue. Nice black reel. My cat just jumped in a box. Every single YouTube video is haunted by mine. Something always happens in the background. Some paranormal activity. But I've been selling some of my collection. Like I sold my 2 Dying Fetus cassettes for $400. I sold my Disgorge 95 for $350 to someone in California because people in California have money. And then I sold my Skinless Demo 94 for $300 as well. This is a Dawn of Misery Mortal Decay tape. It has an extra song called Grim Reality that is not on the Gathering CD. It is signed. 3 members of the band have signed it. I love Dawn of Misery. When I was working for the park, I would just listen to Dawn of Misery, Mangled Torsos, and Napalm Death's Utopia Banished like every freaking day when I would just work at the park. Those were like my go-to work jams. It was a vibe, I must say. Now we have the Grizzly Aftermath. I had a signed one. I sold it for like $300. This one is also signed. Johnny, Brian, and the other John, I want to believe, signed it. Grizzly Aftermath, you get that nice silver, that shiny silver. It's probably the most popular cassette tape. Grizzly Aftermath, of course, is genius. Everyone knows that Mortal Decay is the greatest band of all time. Now for this, we have the Mortal Decay Brutalizing Creations I have like 10 J cards. I have like 3 tapes, but the one red is worn off. They normally do wear off. I do have one in perfect condition that I will show. The story of these is they didn't have the obscene covers yet, so they just put this out, and then they sent that one out eventually. Now, people say that Sickening Erotic was the one that did the emblems, so it's like it talked about what songs they did, and then it put the thing on it describing each song and the content of what it dealt with. People are quick to say that Sickening Erotic did that. It was Brutalizing Creations that actually started that. But Brutalizing Creations is my all-time favorite demo of all time. I said this in the Mortal Decay video that I just did on the tier list. It sounds like this crazy motherfucker was torturing people and like writing down his thoughts and like the obsessions with it, and then like it was hidden in like an underground bunker and unearthed. Like, it sounds so gritty. I have the original tape version. The tape version is actually different than the CD version. The songs are different. There's different guitar sections in the songs, actually, for those who don't know. Last one, I have 2 versions of the Daemonacy Therapeutic Morbidity 7-inch. This is the one with Expectations, and this is the one that just doesn't have it. So the one that is the Therapeutic 7-inch version just has the 2 songs and the emblem. The 70p plus Expectations does not. So the story behind that is they wrote this song Expectations of My Fulfillment because they were supposed to write a song to show a record label, and then the band disbanded at that time. These were made by Stan in the 90s, so they were used to tape trade. But all this stuff you'll probably never ever be able to get, at least not if you're willing to spend at least $50 to around $150. A lot of these I've had for years that weren't even on Discogs. People ask me if I'm rich or how do I afford all this. The answer is no, I am not rich. I work a normal job in construction, but before that I have done other stuff. Like I work for the city of Philadelphia. I've drove for UPS. Also, around the time I was 19, still living at home, so I did not have a lot of bills. I could afford a lot of luxuries, and I was making very good money for being 19, 20, 21 years old. And also the Trump money. The Trump money was nice. But a lot of these cassettes, I did not pay all these crazy prices. Like, I did not pay $300 for Skinless. I did not pay $300 for Mortal Decay or Repulsion or Broken Hope or stuff like that. All these cassettes, I've probably paid no more than $70 for, and cassette market has just gone sky high. So, it's all about the right people and being at the right place at the right time. You know what I mean? People who don't know what they're selling say, "What's up, dude?" So, yeah, write in the comments what your rarest and most expensive cassettes are. Let me know in your comments what other types of videos, if you want to see like my most expensive CDs. I have a lot more CDs than cassette tapes. But until then, peace out.